for another video. Sorry it's a little late, but I've been out nearly all day so far. And got back only around 2 hours ago. So yeah. We're on Vatican City today. Kind of considering it as a separate entity from Italy and all that. So yeah. I kind of saw something on computer, but here we go. As the Vatican City is situated on the hills on the banks of the Tiber River. Now, the Vatican has been historically rich and socially influential places in the world, with a religious history spanning 2 millennia, and as a modern day city-state is sovereign from the rest of Italy, and the Vatican can embody many of the most important elements of Rome's cultural past and present, possibly future. I love you, biscuits. The cat. The Vatican is the headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church and houses central government of the Catholic Church, including the Bishop of Rome, more often not referred to as the Pope, and the College of Cardinals, which is essentially the Pope's cabinet. And each year millions of people travel to the Vatican to see the Pope and worship in St. Peter's Basilica, and appreciate the collections held within the Vatican museums that are open to the public. As technically the Vatican is an independent city-state and the smallest in the world, its official name is the State of the Vatican City. While the political body of the Vatican City is governed by the Pope, it is much younger than the Church itself. As the Vatican City as a political entity has only been a sovereign state since 1929, and it was established in a treaty between the Catholic Church and the Kingdom of Italy that ended 3 years of negotiations over how to handle political, religious and financial relations between the two separate entities, as the Pope and his cabinet refused to leave the Vatican compound until the dispute, which began in 1870 and was finally resolved. And the 1929 Lateran Treaty defined the Vatican as a new entity, not as a vestige of a much larger papal state, but encompassed much of Italy from 756 to 1870, and most of its territory was absorbed by the Kingdom of Italy in 1860, and the final portion, namely the city of Rome and the region of Lazio, 10 years later. But the roots of the Vatican itself can be traced back to the establishment of the Catholic Church in the 1st century AD, and from the 9th to the 10th century through to the Renaissance, the Roman Catholic Church had reached the pinnacle of its power, and the reigning popes had gradually come to govern the regions surrounding Rome and the Papal States, which were essentially central Italy, for more than 1,000 years until Italian reunification. And for much of the period the popes resided in several palaces within Rome, after having returned to the city in 1377 after a 58-year exile in Avignon in France. But when Italy achieved unification, they were not to recognise the Italian king's right to rule, and they refused to leave the Vatican compound until the dispute was resolved in 1929. And it's much of the architecture, paintings and sculptures that draw visitors today were created during the golden years of the Papal States, and artists such as Michelangelo, Raphael and Sandro Botticelli thought to Rome to express their faith and dedication through the architecture and artwork of St. Peter's Basilica and the Sistine Chapel. And as today, the Vatican is still like a landmark of religious and cultural history. People visit from all over the world essentially to take it in the beautiful arts and depth and steadfastness of the history. But the Vatican is also important because the power and influence is still standing. And it's like although religion is kind of dying out a little bit, it's still kind of a big thing. Still at the time it's still a big thing. And between priceless artwork of the Vatican museums and studying architecture of St. Peter's Basilica and the social and religious significance of the Vatican City is the world's most popular tourist destinations and embodies some of the most significant elements of Italian and Western history, offering a window into a shared past, and a glimpse into still vibrant and enduring religious tradition kind of thing. That's a little bit on the history and art, but what do they speak in the Vatican City? So yeah, it's like the Vatican has a constitution, believe it or not, that has established no official language, although in accordance with paragraph 2 of the Legge sugli fonti del diritto, no law on the sources of law, of 7th of June 1929, it promulgates its laws and regulation by publishing them in Italian language. Supplemento per le leggi e disposizioni dello Stato della Città del Vaticano, attached to the Acta Apostolica Sedis on its official website, and the Vatican City uses English, Italian, French, German, Spanish, Latin, Portuguese and Arabic, which are found in the official website of the Holy See in Roman art, and many languages are still used within the state, as for instance recruits. The Pontificact Swiss Guards take their oath in the language of the canton to where they belong, like German, French or Italian, and the Holy See semi-official newspaper, L'Osservatore Romano, is published in Italian, French, English, German, Polish, Portuguese and Spanish, and a Malayalam edition was added in July 2008. As a Holy See itself mainly uses Latin for the most important official documents, which are established in the Acta Apostolicae Sedis, and since it came into existence only in 1929, most of the buildings situated within it is predated by centuries, and inscriptions can be found in them, in Latin, but also in Italian, Greek, French and German. That's what sisters are for. What became Vatican City from 1870 to 1929 was part of the Kingdom of Italy. His official language was Italian, and before 1870 it was part of the Papal States, which standard Italian based on Tuscan, and various Italian dialects such as Emiliano Romagnolo was spoken, but which for the first centuries of its existence used Latin for all official purposes, and early still it was part of the Roman Empire. And the earliest historical records for the term Vatican was used to refer to as a marshy area, larger than the Vatican City state. On the right bank of a highway between the Milvio Bridge and the present Sixtus Bridge. And during the monarchy and Republican age, there was known as Asia Vaticanus, and from the 2nd century AD, the toponym Vaticanum was applied to the area corresponding roughly with the present Vatican City state. Moving on to the legends and all that, it's like, I know that the Vatican isn't free from conspiracies and all that, as is conspiracies about everything these days. And like, the Vatican hasn't exactly been immune to them of sorts. And there's like, could be missing legends and all that, I'll let you decide. As there's some widely varied as extraterrestrial life, and a second coming, and it all leads to the Vatican secret archives. So yeah, starting off with the Vatican secret archives. The archives were officially divided in the mid-13th century from the Vatican Library, and it serves as a foundation of seemingly forbidden knowledge, from which many conspiracy theories has sprung up. And hundreds of years being completely closed to all but church scholars, and 12 plus centuries of historical documents preserved in more than 52 linear miles on shelves at the archives are now all open to outsiders for research. Unfortunately, academics must know in advance what they wish to study, because browsing the archives is prohibited. And the injunction enhances speculation that there are many secret things hidden within the archives, even though the word secret isn't used in the name to assert a clandestine meaning, which just more means private, and the archives are often referred to the Pope's personal library. And then there's also the third secret of Fatima, as there is a significant conjecture that the text of the third secret of Fatima is one of many mysteries that's still hidden by the Vatican. As in 1917, at the height of World War I, 3 Portuguese shepherd children reported receiving a trio of ominous and enigmatic prophecies following multiple visions with a Virgin Mary, culminating in an apparition observed by tens of thousands of witnesses, amazed by the sign and suppression of a mysterious last and purportedly apocalyptic third secret of the Church in 1960, fueled rampant speculation with theories of God and the real contents, ranging from apostasy of the papacy to a nuclear holocaust. And natural disasters to usher in the apocalypse. And the Vatican's long-awaited release of a third secret in the year of 2000 did little to kind of quell the conspiracy theories of opponents due to anticlimactic and relatively unremarkable nature of the revolutions made at the time, and many people still think that the information finally put forth was either falsified or incomplete. Then there's extraterrestrials. You okay, Chloe? Basically meaning aliens, which includes possible evidence of them. And in 2008, more than one prominent scientific advisor to the Pope acknowledged the possibility of alien life, and speculated that otherworldly beings would likewise be part of the creation and consequently not conflict with the doctrine of the Church. And the Vatican Observatory even co-hosted an astrobiology conference shortly afterwards in 2009, And church theologians also announced that non-earthly life forms should not be confused with demons, and abductions or encounters are not the same as demonic possessions. Another even suggested that the Immaculate Conception, virgin birth, and resurrection could conceivably have involved extraterrestrial forces. And then, kind of keep on science fiction, there's also a theory of time travel. And is also controversial, frequent but controversial topic for the alleged Vatican secrets. It is said that plans for the time machine, evidence of time travel, or even working time travelling device could be tucked away securely in the depths of the Vatican vaults. Another concealed proof may include confirmation of more scientific documentation about the existence of voyages from other eras. There's like other Vatican, there's like the disclosure of biblical relics, and which is another conspiracy theory. Vatican conspiracy theories include rumoured documentations of the existence or physical location of biblical relics, including the Ark of the Covenant, Noah's Ark and the Holy Grail, and the designation of Pope Benedict the 17th. No, it wasn't 16th, in 2013. Pure conjecture of Vatican links to Illuminati or other clandestine groups, and the stigma of the Shroud of Turin are further mysteries yet to be unravelled by scientists and scholars. Another claim hypothesizes actual portraits and contemporary documentations of the details of the life of Jesus along with his bloodline. Alternatively, some imagine that evidence is being hidden from the public, that Jesus definitely did not exist. And it's a bit like with us not being allowed into like the secret archives and like the archives and all that. We're not exactly likely to find out any of this anytime soon. So yeah, don't hate me for this, but I did my best, and now presented to you what I found, kind of thing. So yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow, and if you're a Christian, be a good Christian. Stay faithful. So yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow, and yeah, bye for now.